So hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So in this video we're here with Tom from Tomjets.
Hey guys!
And we've gotten here basically my second wooden kit. I don't know if I've ever shown you the L39 before, but we will pursuing that project in the near future. But for now this is meant for the jet power and for the manuals from Tom, because Tom has gotten this setup here now, and he used to have this, and he already built through a few 3 planes now.
This is gonna be the fourth.
The fourth one for the manual. This is the Interceptor 120, and if you're interested, I'll put a picture of that in the end. But here are the specs of the plane, because I personally couldn't find them online, so just for you. And we've gotten pretty much all you can need. So this is a cheaper variant to get into turbine modeling, and I find it extremely nice because I've seen on Facebook a few people that were able to get into jet modeling because of Tom, because he makes these a bit cheaper sets, and also they're extremely easy to build. So everything's pre-laser cut, and everything is laid out perfectly for you. Also, even on the canopy, there's a nice line to cut. I haven't seen that one before. And nice 3D parts for the harder areas to get to. So you've got the exit nozzle. I think I'll be a bit creative on coloring that. The nose cone, which on my L39 looks absolutely terrible because I had to do it out of a block of balsa. And your winglets. And also we are going to be trying to get this to be able to fly in the night. So Tom here wants to give a bit more information.
So this is also kind of a new experiment, because Maxi made all the way here from Vienna to Salzburg, and now the challenge is to make this plane, to build it within at least 3 days, because we are running out of time and then I'm off on holiday. So let's start right now.
So yeah, I'll put on a timer how long I'll actually take at the end. So I guess in total, in hours of time, it will take me about 1.5 weeks in hours of time to get this thing built. We don't know if we're gonna put fiberglass over it or vinyl it until the May. So that's the goal, and I'll put on a timer as soon as we start building this thing. So I'll probably just give you a little tour what it looks like here, and then we'll get started. So guys, up here we've gotten the second prototype, I believe, from the X130, which is his version of the X29, meant for 130 EDF. And this is the one that was flying at Rapottenstein, which we also filmed there, and now he's working on a new version that's with which he's doing the manual. So guys, this is basically the studio, the PC where everything it comes out. So we've gotten a vinyl cutter here, we've gotten the PC and the laser cutter, more than enough wood supply, and then we've gotten here a bit of stock, just some canopies, etc., some fuel bladders, and a lot of CA. So yeah, let's get to building. So guys, we've gotten everything out of its formers now, sorted in piles, and now all of the fun begins. So I think we'll start probably elevators, rudder, something like that, or fuselage, we'll see. So let's get started with building. So one thing I really found nice is that the tabs really were small, so I think I broke 3 things in total, and the last time I did something like this I broke a lot more because the tabs really were very thin. You could snip them out without using any knives or anything like that, so that was extremely nice. And it took maybe 5 to 10 minutes. The last time I did something like this, it took me half an hour to an hour. So really nice, goes really quick. So my hopes are high to get this thing completed in these 3 days. So guys, here we've gotten something. I honestly have no idea what to pronounce in English, but it's basically so that
kind of mounting jig, or we call it healing.
So it's basically that all of the ribs are in place properly. It's honestly a very nice system, because every time you build one of these jets, it will be the same. It won't be a few centimeters off somewhere, and you won't have to do a lot of sanding work, because you have gotten your pre-made slots, your slots down on your ribs, which you at the end just cut off.
And the thing is also, sorry to interrupt you, the thing is also all the distances or the widths of the legs, they are all different. So for example, this part can only fit like in here. you know. So it kind of makes it simple.
So what you basically do is you dry fit it, everything, and then you use whatever glue you want. You can use wood glue if you want, brush that on, or in our case we'll probably just be using CA or a combination of wood glue, and it's just a simple and a fast way to build these planes. So guys, this is all just dry fitted. We're starting to put some CA on here, but everything fits very well. The last few pieces, like this front splitter piece and the back piece, is a little harder because everything really clicks in place, so that it makes a strong structure even without glue already. This here is the servo mounting area right here, and everything is pre-done. We've gotten our mount here for the rudder at the end of the day, and we've gotten all of our hinge mounts pre-done, and as soon as all of this is glued, we'll just take it out of this tray kind of thing, and then we will have a rudder that looks just like all of the other rudders from the Interceptors. So guys, we're basically finished with the rudder without the wood, the balsa on top, and Tom is already working away on one of the elevators, and as you can see, we have been working for maybe maximum half an hour, and it's going really quick. So guys, before you take it out of your basically mounting plate, you want to put the covering, the wooden covering, on the one side first, just so you prevent it from deforming essentially. So just a little note, and one more closer look at everything. Just a bit of CA on everywhere, and as Tom said, you can't do this with CA because the wood will break before the CA will do it essentially. So guys, Tom here is just gluing together the mounting for the landing gear. I believe it's for the wing, and that's very strong wood just for the landing gear mount, so that never strips out or can't go anywhere in case of hard landings. So yeah, those are just 3 pieces being glued together with wood glue, probably the only thing on this entire plane getting glued with wood glue. And the one elevator and rudder is done already, so fast progress. Tom still has to make a picture of this one, then we'll get to the second elevator. So it's really easy. I'm telling you, if you never built anything before in your life, you could build this in a week, this plane. It's very simple to build, and the structure, everything's perfectly fitted, as you can see in here. Gotten a nice diffuser piece here, smaller wood. This here is for, there's a tab that goes in here, and then you just screw it down. And on this one you have to just be very careful. Tom told me that you don't hit this in, the blind nut, all the way, because then it will block your way. So you want to have the wood on a table and then just hammer it in so that it perfectly is flush or a bit less. Then just put a bit of CA around it so everything holds together nicely. So guys, one very important thing is this template is only for, you only have one of these templates, and Tom actually told me a funny story of some people coming to him and writing him emails that they built the elevator, that they built 2 right elevators or 2 left elevators, so you are still able to do that. So it's very important to have your pre-built elevator already next to the other one while you are building your other elevator. So guys, on the elevators, you want to get started with the spars going through the elevators, and then you're going to put in the ribs. And as very last thing, you are going to go ahead and put the lid on. On the rudder, you first did the ribs, and then you went ahead and got the spars installed. It's pretty much very straightforward. As you can see here, you've gotten the slots for the ribs going in the spars, and here you've gotten the slots for the spars going into the ribs. So it's fairly simple. Obviously on this elevator you did it the other way around. So yeah, let's continue. So guys, basically finished the second elevator. Just want to give you a little tip. So I found best that you first of all, don't glue anything together, only do the gluing at the very end, because for example this rib here, you have to do quite a bit of bending in the ribs to get that in, as well as this and the back one. So just don't glue anything until everything's dry fitted together, and then I find best to start with the outside parts, gluing those in place, and those will kind of already give the shape. Then you go ahead and glue in the tab of the blind nut, and then you go from the bottom and slowly work yourself up, and here just go ahead and go all the way around. The same on the rudder, and Tom and the other one, they're already on the wing, and it's really starting to take shape really fast. So guys, wing is finished. One wing, and on this wing we'll go step by step. This wing Tom did step by step for the manual of the pictures. This one will do step by step for the video. So Tom also is here currently gluing some things together. I'm pretty sure this is for the nose gear right there, which is what he was gluing together, and back there he's gluing 2 sheets of the normal wood together. That's for the wing spar. That's the F7 rib and the F6 rib. That's to strengthen the area with the wing spar. So guys, this here is...
This is also a nice feature. This is the bracket for the motor mount. So here you can have the options between a 100 mils EDF or turbine. So if you know it in advance, just go ahead and cut it right there, and then it's able for EDF, or leave it like it is and mount your turbine.
Okay. So guys, on the wing, the first step is to put in the main ribs that you can see here. Obviously it's a lot easier on this wing because you can just look which ribs they are and place them in here. Like always, don't glue anything yet. Glue everything at the end. You can nice and snugly fit everything without gluing on the beginning. Okay. So the spars, they come in 2 pieces. You also can only put these together one way, so you can't switch them up. And those will also just get glued with CA, or if you wish, with wood glue. So guys, we made a little mistake on this side. We first have to get the spars in, but as you can see, front big spars, all very straightforward the way it goes in. And these back 2 ones that are here on the wing, I'd recommend putting them in first, because otherwise you'll have to play around with it quite a bit. And these 2, they come in afterwards, as soon as you've got the ribs going horizontally inside. So that's the next step. So Tom wants to show you guys one more thing.
So actually, this is how we glue this kind of hard stop for the strut, so that it can't move once it's mounted. So it's just, so we pre-cut all the struts, and now this is just an easy thing. Do like that, blop.
That just prevents it from slipping in.
Exactly, and that's it.
Very simple. Just want to say that one of the reasons we're jumping all around the place is because Tom is doing one thing, like gluing all of the things with wood glue, then we're working on the wings over there. It's just a lot more efficient, and I think it's very smart to, when you start this kit and you have gotten the nice plans we're doing right now, to first do all of the work that has to be done with wood glue, so that's dry as soon as you are able to put everything together with CA. So guys, here basically are all the parts that have to get done with wood glue, and you can do those before you start with the rest of the build, so those are basically cured as soon as you get to something like the wing. Also on the landing gear mount, so this is maybe just something you would want to do before you start with the main build, just to make it a bit simpler. Here the blind nuts are installed already, so this is basically all ready to get CA together. So next thing you will want to do is basically do the outskirts. The front one you'll do last, but I'm pretty sure you'll start with this piece that it's getting glued together with wood glue. That's also something you could glue together. That's where your screw will go through at the end of the day. And then you will have your back piece here, which is that piece which goes on, and then you can put your thin strip of plywood on. So guys, Tom here is getting the first parts of the fuselage done. This is the front section. This is the front board. This is also where you will have glued your plywood parts for the landing gear on. It's just flipped around, and here you can see the template again that's pre-done. So that's on its way, and we are almost finished with our second wing. And one thing we forgot doing is you should pretty much on the beginning put in your landing gear mount, but as long as you haven't glued anything yet, you could still do it if you forget it. That's why you only glue at the end. So guys, basically after you've done this, we also forgot this piece. That was a bit of a nightmare. If you forget it like this, I broke this rib accidentally down here, and that helped massively. So if you have this a little accident like that, maybe that would help you. But also, yeah, now all that's left to do basically from this point on, I'd recommend spot gluing this on the very beginning, because otherwise they will flop around because they aren't attached to anything else. But from now on, you're just going to put some small details on, like this back piece. This piece goes back in here. This is, I'm pretty sure, for the flap. Then this goes in for the aileron, somewhere up here, right there. and you'll have this front piece right there, and then the landing gear top piece. So some small things still. Obviously this piece will be glued on with wood glue like this here, and then we're finished with our wing already. So that's how fast it goes. So guys, both wings finished, and Tom is coming along with the fuselage. The bottom half of the front of the fuselage is all finished, and now there's some side ribs going in, still nothing glued. So guys, Tom basically completed the first few steps of the fuselage, and yeah.
Exactly. This is one of the things which makes the Tomjet different to normal kits. You build the fuselage in two halves. First you build the front, and then you build the rear section, and then you do kind of a marriage, and only then it's important to really proper align it. But during this phase, feel free to lift it, to remove the guiding jig in order to have more access to certain ribs like these and those. So once we've done this, we're gonna start with the rear part, and then we combine them.
Okay. So yeah, basically this is the base plate. I've already told you that, and then on the bottom here we've gotten all of the structure basically here for the landing gear. This is the structure you previously should have glued on with some wood glue, and then there are just some spars going across, giving the structure strength and giving it its length, including the ribs. So as you can see, basically everything is nicely slots in, and there's no issue. You only have to turn the plane around once. Except with the two ribs in the bottom here, you can see them in, because those are not
a bunch of ribs
easier.
like these and those tiny ones. So here in the area of the gear door.
Yeah, as soon as you've basically almost at this step, we'll still put this piece on, and then we will use our CA and get to gluing everything together. So guys, and this is the beginning of the build up for the back of the airframe. So you've like always gotten your framework here, and then you've just stick your ribs in, and then your spars go in to fix everything in place. And this is a really cool piece. This is a 3D piece which houses the spars of the rudder and the elevator, and just combines it and makes a really strong piece, and that gets screwed into the wood and possibly also glued in. So that is, you'll have to do that before you get that into the airframe, very important. So guys, the front end is basically done now. So this piece would go in here for the intakes, but you don't want to put that one in yet because it will just be free hanging and it's very easy to break. So that piece you'll just spare, but from now on everything's basically finished. This long piece that's in here, that's basically the bottom of the intake that should go in between. You can see, but that's so that should be. So the grip going from the front up top, the one that goes to the bottom, right here on the bottom, and that one in the middle of them. But other than that, very straightforward. I'd recommend gluing this on first, because from this piece you kind of fit all of these together slowly. And yeah, other than that, everything is very, very straightforward. So guys, on the back section you have gotten the 3D piece, which gets screwed in from the front side into the back side with just some smaller screws, and then you just put some wood glue, and as you can see, all of that aligns perfectly again. And you've got the two tabs in the back, and of course you'll just outline that with a lot of CA. And to get a nice outline for the surfaces, you've gotten these pieces, which again you cannot put on backwards. And other than that, everything is looking good, and this part has to get CA together, and then we slowly are moving forward to getting those pieces together. So guys, since we're waiting for the back end to be done, we are currently working here on the canopy. So we just put it down with some clamps so the angle is about right, and just put a bead of CA in the middle, no on the side, otherwise you'll glue it to the structure. And now you'll take
one thing which is quite important, make sure to mount it in the right direction. So at the end it should be flushed like this.
So basically,
So
you won't have any screws. It's a very simple system. You can just pull it off and pull it on.
Yeah.
So basically, these hooks will go in this direction,
Exactly,
like
they have
that.
to look in this direction.
So they lock in and they won't be able to go anywhere. So in the kit, these are fine. They're carbon, I believe.
Yeah.
And then you've gotten these magnets just for a bit of extra safety. And that all is just in your accessory kit. Also with a few other carbon pieces that we already cut out and sanded. So let's get to continuing the canopy. So guys, before you install the hooks, I would, my opinion, install the magnets very first. So very simple, just put some tape, put some glue in on the wood, tape magnets in. Very simple. On this side, doesn't matter how you put them in. You put some tape on the bottom of the canopy, put your canopy on, and then you put your magnets in to make sure that they are the right direction, and then just put some CA over top of all of that, and that works out perfectly. And now we're gonna put on the rest of our hooks. So guys, one important thing for here, this elevator mount, you have to get this part cut away so that
Exactly.
your piece fits in
Since the
properly.
laser can only cut like this and can make no angular
three-dimensional.
surfaces, so this is something you need to do. Otherwise, this won't fit. But latest, once you fit it, you will see it.
Either you'll have to sand this away, which isn't that nice, because then you won't have a nice trim anymore, or you just do it here and then you'll then do a bit here. It's just for a nicer fit. And also some of the carbon parts that you should have cut out before are right here. These are your holding tabs, and they're recessed back here, so they can really only go out into one direction, and they would have to rip off entire wood to come out. So those are a very nice and firm mount. So guys, we just got all of the carbon tubes installed. So the carbon tubes that come are a 1 meter sleeve and a 1 meter carbon tube, and then you cut that into 800 and 200, which is very simple. And Tom, we just talked about why use CA everywhere, and I just want to have this on the video so no one can say anything against it, because here Tom can explain.
Exactly. We just had a discussion. Yeah, CA or a resin or I mean, it depends. On certain areas we use white glue, but most of just the connections which just are plugged together, we use CA glue just to fix it. Yeah. We have no 7-cylinder star engines. We have hardly any vibration on our jet, and it's not my first jet I already built with CA glue. So meanwhile, I buy it in industry packs like this, and you also you always have to think about the force. Where comes the load? For example, like this. There isn't any load in this direction. So and the load in this direction it goes directly into the wood. So there's no need for any tons of resin. So in my opinion, CA glue, I see no disadvantage with CA glue, and the other thing is we want to build the jet within 3 days and not within 3 years. So that's the point.
And also I want to point out that Tom uses beautiful carbon fiber rods. So they're genuine carbon fiber weave rods and not some crappy rods, so everything's good. And there's a huge wing spar which makes the wing even more stable, and I don't think I've ever seen such a long wing spar in any plane before. But for now, the wings are basically complete. I don't know if I've showed you the finished hatch system. Works extremely well and just kind of clicks open and closes up again. And now we're gonna go ahead and finish up the rear end of the fuselage so we can put both the front and the back together. So here you can have a little shot of basically all the rear back end where the control surfaces will go into finished, and these little trim pieces just make it a lot nicer at the end. So guys, since basically both of the sections are done now, we're getting prepared for the marriage now of both pieces. So as you can see, these pieces will come together, and there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ribs in between the two pieces that still come together. So basically the template of, there's basically this template again, and that has engravements all together, and yeah, basically gonna put that together. So guys, at this point in the build, you're getting the turbine rails get into the front rib, and then you can get the front rib into the aircraft and joint to the back rib, because I'm sure you don't want to try to get the turbine tray or the EDF tray in there if you got both ribs in already. That must be a nightmare. So make sure to do that before, and then you can clip it in fairly easy, or easier than it would have been before. So guys, from my experience right now, we just destroyed this rib up here and all of this because we wanted to do this last, but you'll have to do this very first. But other than that, everything works very well, and see, it's all coming together slowly. Now we'll have to put the rest of the spars on, and then the fuselage is basically finished. So yeah. So guys, here we are now at the two a little more complicated parts. So these here, this one, it's just a fairly thicker piece that you have to twist. So you first glue it on here and then on the back to relieve the tension, and then you just glue it onto the ribs. And probably the most difficult part of the entire plane is this little bracing piece here for the intake, and you basically up top glue these two parts up here together, and then everything kind of slots together. This here goes into this little slot, and that glues onto.
Yes. No. Wait. There's one little thing. Don't glue this yet, since the balsa sheets, they are gonna be wrapped around behind this part. So this has to be open at the moment.
So yeah, so you'll glue from behind, but this one rib, which has the angle on it, won't be glued quite yet. So yeah, that's the few final steps, and then we're basically almost done with this video. So guys, basically this is it when before putting anything else on. The only thing I want to note, which I found a bit difficult, which a lot of people also find difficult, is this rib, the F38, the F44 to F38, this kind of rib structure up here for the intake, just so you can see how that belongs right there. Hopefully that's good enough, so no more people get confused with that. But yeah, I mean, it honestly isn't that small of a jet, 1.90 m, and I think we'll still, for the thumbnail picture, get the nose cone and everything put together once, then we'll end this video here somewhere. So guys, this is 3 hours of work. I think 3 people together, around 3 hours of work. I arrived here in Salzburg at around 10-ish. Yeah, and we were finished. It's now around 15 o'clock. Now, honestly, I think I was here at like 11, something like that. And when we started at 11:30, it's now 15. And yeah, a fairly quick assembly for the mains, the internals. I think if I would have done it alone, would have probably taken me the day today if I would have worked quickly. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. And the next video will be the covering of this video. Before that, you'll get one Viperjet video, because I kind of have to split them up. I can't just post videos of this purely now and then have all of the other Viperjet videos on Backdraw and post all of them afterwards, because obviously that's still already finished and you already saw flight videos, and I have to start the XL and post videos of that. So you'll probably, instead of getting one video a week, get 2 videos a week now. One of them will be the Tomjets, Interceptor, and then the Viperjet and the Avanti XL. So thank you guys for watching, and if you have any more questions about this plane, you can write to Tom. We'll leave the website linked down in the description, and hopefully we're looking forward to some good manuals in the future.